My name is Pascale HEINS. I'm an occupational therapist by training, and right now I'm doing my PhD at the Alzheimer Center in Limburg at Maastricht University. This study was also conducted in collaboration with Karolinska Institute, and it's about social participation outside home of people with dementia living in the community. So about the background. It has previously been observed that people with dementia living in the community experience a shrinking world. And this means that they abandon places they used to visit in the past outside the home. Examples of these places are recreation and physical activity places, such as one's neighborhood or sport facilities, but also social places, such as a friend's place or a restaurant. And they also engage in activities in these places. So that's why they also tend to participate less in activities which provide social interactions outside the home. And therefore, it could also lead to a reduced social participation, which could cause social isolation, which is a growing health issue among people with dementia living in the community. Social isolation is the objective lack of social connections, and it negatively affects mortality, quality of life, well-being, but also increases dementia risk. That's why it's so important to find ways to promote social participation of people with dementia who live in the community. However, there's still a lack of understanding what concerns they have related to their social participation outside home and how this connects to the places and activities outside the home. And that's why the study aims to get an understanding of what people with dementia are concerned about when participating in social activities outside the home, which also includes getting to these places and activities. So how did we do this? Well, this study was part of a larger research project of Gabriel et al. And it was a mixed method study. So we collected quantitative data and free text comments at the same time. They were analyzed separately and later on merged for comparison and interpretation, following the guidelines of Creswell and Plano-Clark. So data of people with dementia living in Swedish communities were collected using the participation in activities and places outside the home questionnaire. And this questionnaire assesses participation in 24 different places outside home, in present, past, and future, and also asks some additional questions about the places and also activities there. Participants were recruited from 3 memory clinics from the Stockholm area, but also from community services that are organized by local Stockholm municipalities for people with dementia. For example, daycare services. And yeah, participants were included if they were being diagnosed with mild to moderate dementia, if they were aged 55 years or older, if they were able to give consent to participate, if they lived in the community, and also if they participated in activities outside the home, independently or with support. So how was quantitative data collected? We used different parts of the act-out. So for example, for the data on social participation, we used questions, yes/no questions for participation in a place for social participation. For example, do you go to a friend or family member's place? And we also used questions from the act-out, which were related to concerns, for example, concerns of getting lost, and data on these elements were collected using a 4 Likert scale, ranging from very unconcerned to very concerned. So, for example, when you are outside, how concerned are you about getting lost? Free text comments were derived from these 2 questions, open-ended questions. So picture yourself in that place or imagine getting there. What would you have to be careful about or pay extra attention to? About the analysis. So the variables of places visited for social participation in present, past, and future, and also variables of concerns, which are in the out, getting lost, falling, being stressed when going out, and getting into an embarrassing situation. So association between these two kind of variables were explored using Spearman's rank correlations using SPSS. And free text comments were qualitatively analyzed. A Swedish data were first transcribed and translated by a research assistant and then coded by the first author in English using Atlas TI. And during the iterative data analysis process, the coding framework was continuously discussed also with 2 other researchers of the team who also spoke Swedish. So we are still merging and interpreting data, but I still want to share with you first insights. So there were 35 people with dementia who ranged between 59 and 90 years of age, with 22 participants being female, and more than half of the participants lived alone and in a rural area. So looking into the quantitative results, we didn't find any statistically significant associations between the number of places visited for social participation and expressed concerns about getting lost, being afraid to fall, being stressed when going out, and being embarrassed when going out. But however, analysis of the free text comments revealed that social participation requires extra attention for people with dementia. Participants reported they had to pay extra attention to find the way, not to fall when going to a place, to keep track of valuables, for example, when leaving a place, and also to environmental barriers, for example, stairs or not adjusted places. And when we compare to the results of the quantitative results, where we didn't find any significant associations, then you see that people reported to have to pay extra attention to find the way, but we didn't find a significant association between social participation and concerns of getting lost. Participants also reported to have to pay extra attention not to fall or to the environment in order not to fall, but there was also no significant association found for being afraid to fall. So that's interesting. The question is, why do the results diverge? Well, firstly, there's a difference between being afraid or worried about something and paying attention to something. So paying attention not to fall does not necessarily mean that you are afraid to fall. Secondly, it could be related of how the questions are formulated in the act out. For example, there could be other things people living with dementia are concerned about than the 4 concerns included in the act out. And that could also be due to methodological limitations, for example, to the small sample size, but also that the data has been translated into English by a research assistant. And also there was not a lot of data in the free text comments. So future research might benefit by interviewing people living with dementia qualitatively, what they consider or are concerned about when participating in activities outside the home. I want to thank my whole research team, my colleagues at Karolinska Institute. Thank you for your support. Also my team at Maastricht University. And I want to thank you for listening. I'm happy to take any questions. And if you want to get in contact with me, please do so. These are my contact details. Thank you.